The last card I'm going to be including in the Forbidden Limited, guys, is just bring Lifestage back to 3. I just want Lifestage. I want to play Trickstars again. I want to be able to go ahead and play the deck without feeling like I'm dragging in mud, essentially. It feels like when you're playing Trickstar, you're just playing in quicksand because it's so slow and you're not doing anything. It's so frustrating. Ask and you shall receive. What is going on, you guys? BastionYGO here, and I'm so excited to finally be bringing back Trickstar into the mix for one of the best decks in the format. Trickstar has been gone for a little bit, and it's strictly just because the consistency took a huge hit when they put Life Stage to 1 on the Forbidden Limited list, but it is now back. It is at 3, and not yet, it's not at 3, too excited. It's at 2. At 2, but Scapegoat is at 3, which is a bona fide and designated Trickstar card. If you did not know already, it's changed the name to Trickstar Scapegoat, as it should be. So, without further ado, guys, I just want to go ahead and get into it. I just want to talk about it real quick. This deck is a lot of freaking fun to play, man. I absolutely just adore playing Trickstars. As you can tell, there's at least anywhere between 15 to 35 Trickstar profiles on my channel, all different varieties, because there's so many different ways to go ahead and play this deck. There is the Ready Fusion Synchro version, there's a Ready Fusion Xyz version, there's a Trap version, Shaddoll version, Pure version, Link version, Old School version, and today we're going to be covering more of the Old School version build with the Scapegoats, pretty much more making it more of a grindy deck, burn deck. There's also the burn variant for Trickstar. We play Dark Ruben Knightmare as well, but I think this is going to be probably the best version for me right now. It's more of a throwback version to how the deck was played back in 2017, 2018 with again 3 Scapegoats, a lot of consistency cards in the deck, things like that. But without further ado, guys, go ahead and get right into it. Start off with the monsters. So guys, for the monster lineup, I play triple Trickstar Candina. Trickstar Candina is going to be your main starter of the deck. I haven't done a Trickstar deck profile, so I'm going to go ahead and just go through them one by one. So with this guy's normal summon, when Trickstar Candina's normal summon, you actually go ahead and add a Trickstar card from your deck to your hand. And then every time your opponent would activate a spell or trap, your opponent burns for 200 points of damage, which does add up quite significantly. Now, it may seem like, you know, oh, it's just 200 points of damage, but that's where they get you. So, really amazing card as well. Your main structure for the deck, and so glad that we're finally going to be able to go ahead and play this. 3 copies of Trickstar Lycoris. I did get the ultis for this. I had to go ahead and get them. I actually got them for my last profile I did a few months back, but Trickstar Lycoris it pretty much is the second centerpiece for the entire deck. Essentially, you've now played Trickstar. So Trickstar Lycoris, what she allows you to do is, it's a quick effect. You can go ahead and target a Trickstar card you control, a Trickstar monster I should say, and you can actually return it back to your hand to special summon this card. But the way it's worded, it makes it so that if you have 2 Trickstar Lycoris in your hand and 1 Candina, you can activate Lycoris to target the Candina, chain the second Lycoris in your hand to target the Candina, and then even though the first one will add this back to your hand, you've already targeted that Candina, that Trickstar monster you control, so you actually go ahead and special summon both of them and it doesn't affect it in any way. Also, I should say the burn damage that you're going to be dealing out with Trickstars is continuous, and therefore cannot be, it's not a activated effect, so it can't be, you know, solemn strikes, or you can't get ogre, things like that. So you just play around a lot of hand traps just easily just by going that route as well. So absolutely phenomenal card also. And then for the last Trickstar monster we're playing is the one Trickstar Lilybell. I decided to go ahead and cut Carabane only because without having the Predaplant Bursting Anaconda, that was the really main reason why you played Carabane, is because you can go real quick if you get stopped, or if you get ashed, or you get Veilered on your Candina normal summon. You can say, perfect, that's fine, go ahead and normal special summon the Carabane, go into Verte, and then go into DPE, or go into Dragoon, whatever you need to go that route as well. But now there is no real need for it. Yes, it was nice to go ahead and be able to help us get over big monsters, things like that. It was searchable. But essentially, like I said, I want to go ahead and just play a very simple build of Trickstar, and if Carabane does not help us progress, because if you just have Carabane in your hand, she doesn't do anything. The same thing could be said for Lycoris, but Lycoris is a lot more versatile as well. But again, personal opinion. So that's going to be it for the Trickstar monsters. Now on to our hand traps. The godlike Trickstar Droll and Lockbird. I need to get ultis of this as well. I am kind of slacking on that end, but they will be most likely coming to the channel sooner rather than later. Hopefully, I tell you what. Next promotion I get at work, I will go ahead and buy myself a playset of Droll and Lockbird's Ultimate Rare. That is a bold claim to make, but one I'm willing to do. One playset, one playset of the DD Crows. So I decided to go ahead and play DD Crows as well in here, just because over Ghost Bell. That's because DD Crow gives you a lot more versatility. I think DD Crow, it hits everything, well, it hits a lot of the things that Ghost Bell would hit as well. But like I said, it just has a lot more versatility as well. You're not really having to deal with prank kids anymore, really, so there's no need for that Ghost Bell in that aspect. So I think DD Crow, just getting rid of pesky little monsters here and there. Plus, it's really good against like 10E decks, well, specifically Sword Soul decks when they need to have they summon Taie and they need a Sword Soul or whatever in the graveyard to go ahead and banish. You can go ahead and just banish it off as well. That way they don't get their effects. And then we play 3 copies of Nibiru as well. So the big thing with this deck is that it cannot get over big monsters. So I mean, that's been the biggest knock on Trickstar ever since the deck first came out. But if you play your cards right, and if you're able to go ahead and just basically tribute all their big monsters, then you should be good to go as far as that route as well. Another route that you can go also is if you play Interrupted Kaiju Slumber and a whole bunch of Kaijus and set of hand traps. That is also a very viable option for Trickstars to go as well. You can also play cards like Eater of Millions, which is really good in Trickstar also, because Trickstar do not need their extra deck. But this version specifically, I did want to go ahead and keep versatility of my of the extra deck as well. So I'm not going to be playing any cards that actually mess with my extra deck, because I do want to make sure that my Scapegoat is live for whenever I do go ahead and pop off with it, using it not just as a defensive card but also as an offensive card as well. On to the spells, guys. I'm so excited for this. We play double Trickstar Light Stage. This card is absolutely just insane. So basically what it allows you to do on activation, you get to go ahead and search a Trickstar monster from your deck to your hand, which already is really good. So just go ahead and make sure you have your Candina in your hand, or Lycoris if you already have the Candina in your hand, that way you can normal summon Candina and search out a Trickstar Reincarnation. But Trickstar Light Stage is absolutely phenomenal card, because not only that, it is also an MST, as in once per turn you get to go ahead and target a back row your opponent controls, and they have to activate it right then and there, or else they are not allowed to activate it for the rest of the turn. And at the end of the turn, it either has to be activated or it gets immediately sent to the graveyard. So that's really good as well. Now remember, it can only be forced activated with Trickstar Light Stage if the timing works with it. So you can't just activate like a Torrential Tribute during the end phase. You know, it doesn't make any sense. So really amazing card as well. When this comes back to tier 3, I guarantee you Trickstar is going to be tier 1. 100% no doubt. Then Mystic Mine as well, and then Terraforming for your field spell package. So like I said before, Trickstars struggle quite a bit when it comes to just getting over big monsters, or getting over big monsters, especially big monsters with effects. So seeing the decrease in, of course, Dragoon DPE in play, we should see a lot less of it, but you still have to go up against like Chow Fang with Sword Soul. You have to go up against like Mirror Jade with a Despia deck. So let's go ahead and slap down a Mystic Mine, and you should be good to go from there as well, with the Terraforming to make sure you have consistency as well. I did think about playing set rotation, because field spells are going to be very integral to this deck's success. Maybe a set rotation, also play like a Pseudo Space, or maybe Magical Midbreaker Field to go ahead and send to my opponent with the set rotation. But with set rotation at 1, I really didn't see that helping out, and I saw that actually clogging my hand a lot more than helping. So that's why I wanted to go ahead and go this route with the field spells. Next, for the second most exciting card in the entire deck, we play triple Scapegoats in here. What? So we only got one secret rare. The other two are magic cards, supers. So I ordered one more secret rare, and it should be getting another one within the next week or two when that next paycheck hits. No, it's actually not that bad. I think it's like $8-9 for a secret rare Scapegoat, so that's not bad at all. So I need to get these pimped out as well if we're going to be playing these at 3. But Scapegoat is such a phenomenal card in any deck, especially in Trickstar, because Trickstar has 0 offensive and defensive power. Just gonna say that straight out. It is pretty much just burn or die. But Scapegoat gives Trickstar the opportunity to have big monsters, to actually have boss monsters that are good, because we all know that Bella Madonna, the Trickstar boss monster, is absolute trash. I don't even know that's the actual name because it is so booty that I just don't want to ever talk about that card ever again. So that is absolute booty cheeks. Speaking of which, I will be most likely doing a link version of Trickstars in the near future for those of you guys who are interested as far as that goes. But triple Scapegoats. You go ahead and flip this up during your opponent's turn to summon out your sheeps. You cannot summon a turn you activate Scapegoat, so you do it during your opponent's turn, probably most likely during the end phase if you can hold off on it. And I'll show you guys exactly what you're going to go into when we get to the extra deck. Next, for consistency, we play triple Pot of Duality, double Desires, and an Upstart Goblin. So, a lot of you guys might be wondering right now, but Sebastian, you special summon. Yes, Trickstar does special summon, but it is not required for you to special summon during your turn. Again, Lycoris special summons herself during your opponent's turn. Scapegoat is supposed to flip face up during your opponent's turn. In the event you already have 4 Scapegoat tokens, then you have the option of either activating Pot of Duality or going into one of your boss monsters. Either way, it's still a good option. You can go ahead and save the other one for the next turn. If you choose to go ahead and activate Pot of Duality, then great. You have 4 sheep tokens, which will go ahead and act as your defense shield for the next turn. Then Desires at 2, just go ahead and dig deeper into your deck. I'm not really too worried about banishing like the Lilybell or 1 Lycoris, maybe 2 Candina, because you do have double light stage, which means you are going to be most likely able to go ahead and search out. If you do banish both of your Lycoris, or all 3 of your Lycoris, then that's tough. But that is the risk we're willing to take. And some of you guys might be wondering again, why are you not playing Prosperity? 2 reasons. 1, like I said before, I want to go ahead and make sure that the extra deck stays untouched, because I want to make sure it's as loaded as possible for my Scapegoat plays and my Trickstar plays as well. So I want to make sure that that is always an optimal play for me. And number 2, too expensive, I don't want to play it. So we also played 1 Upstart Goblin, again for the consistency overall of the deck, overall making this a 39 card build. For those of you guys wondering, this is a 40 card deck. Next, we play 1 Trickstar Festival, 1 Instant Fusion, 1 Change of Heart, 1 Mind Control, and 1 Called by the Grave. This is probably going to bring up a lot of questions in the comments, and I understand. Trickstar Festival, you are locked into only special summoning Trickstars for that turn. That's why I'm not too big a fan of it when I do play other cards in my extra deck that are also powerful. So I'm not too big a fan of that in this build. Again, in the Trickstar Link version, this card is godlike, and you definitely play it at 3. But in this version, it's searchable. It's a Trickstar card, so like I said, it's searchable. You're fine playing it at 1. You don't really need to activate any more than 1, so you should be fine from there. Instant Fusion, we do play 1 Instant Fusion target in the extra deck, which is actually really fun and spicy, so I want to go ahead and test that out as well. Actually been doing pretty good with it as well, so I want to go ahead and keep that in there. Change of Heart and Mind Control are cards that require your opponent to react, so they're pretty much really there to bait out your opponent's negation should they have any. But in the event that they cannot negate it, Change of Heart and Mind Control are pretty much going to be absolute menaces. I thought about playing Brain Control in here as well, honestly, just taking my opponent's monsters. I did not think about that strategy until Change of Heart came off the list, and I said that's something that we might be able to go ahead and mess around with. So I maybe go ahead and change this build later on if I can find a way to actually fit 3 Brain Control in here, because that would be a lot of fun. Take my opponent's monster and link it off, things like that. It would be really, really cool. But anyway, Called by the Grave is Called by the Grave. It's a godlike card, so we go ahead and play it at 1. And that's going to be it for the spells, guys. Next on to the traps. So for the traps, we do not get too complicated. We play triple Reincarnation and triple Infinite Impermanence. I really want to go ahead and play Solemn Strike in here just because it is an old school card. It would have really brought this deck back to 2017, 2018 times. But realistically, Imperm is just currently better at this time. Solemn Strike is really good going first or second, but it's a slower card than Infinite Impermanence, because if you're going second, going up against cards that have negations, things like that, you just rather go ahead and just get the negation out the way with Imperm, and then go off by your plays. Whereas if you have Solemn Strike, you have to set it. You can't really do anything else that turn, or try to do anything else that turn. So I'd rather go ahead and play triple Imperm, triple Reincarnation. You should never play this card at anything less than 3 if you're going to be playing a Trickstar deck, and that is final. Damn it. But that's my personal opinion. I think I am correct. If you think I am wrong, let me know in the comment section down below. But that's going to be it for the 40 card Trickstar version. Again, this is the I guess more traditional Trickstar build with the change of heart as well. So this deck that I'm going to be taking to locals from now on, most likely. Just go ahead and have some fun with it. Not sure if it's going to overtake my DDD deck as my main deck, but we'll see. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the extra deck. So for the extra deck, this is where it gets really exciting, guys. I play double Trickstar Holly Angel. So Holly Angel is a phenomenal card. Basically, anytime a Trickstar card is special summoned to a point that zone that this card points to, you burn your opponent for 200, and this card gains 200 attack for every gains attack equal to the effect damage dealt by Trickstar monsters you control. So absolutely just phenomenal card. The more you're burning your opponent, the more this card increases the attack. I really wish it kept the attack, but it does lose at the end of the turn. But still a phenomenal card. Also protects your opponent, your Trickstars that this card points to, from destruction. So it's really good as well. For the other Trickstar link, we play one Trickstar Divaridis. Divaridis, what she allows you to do is burn your opponent for 200 points of damage each and every single time that they would normal summon or special summon. Absolutely insane. And it immediately whenever you special summon this card, you can immediately go ahead and burn your opponent for 200. So in case you guys get into time and this card's in the graveyard or whatever, you guys should go ahead and banish Reincarnation to go ahead and special summon this guy, this girl out, and immediately burn your opponent for 200 real quick, which could be a deciding factor in any game moving forward. So that's going to be it for the Trickstar cards. Now time for the Scapegoats targets. So we played triple Mrs. Radiant and double Link Spider to start off. So for those of you guys who do not know, Mrs. Radiant is a phenomenal card that requires 2 Earth monsters, and what are the Scapegoat tokens? They are Earth, so we are good to go from there. Also, Mrs. Radiant boosts the attack of all Earth monsters by 500. What's also an Earth monster, you might ask? Link Spider and Link Spider. Also, Mrs. Radiant's a Earth monster. So in the event that you clear your opponent's board and you're able to go ahead and make this, plus these two, that is one Scapegoat. That is 1500, 1500, 1900. This is 4900 attack right here, and then you can go ahead and link off as well. But I also do play some other link monsters in the extra deck as well. There might put out a bit more immediate oomph, but this is actually a really cool combo. And if you have just 2 of these as well, also really good. 2 2400 beaters for free essentially on your board as well. For your Scapegoat targets. Next, you play one Knightmare Phoenix and one Knightmare Cerberus in the event that you get into dealing with Floodgates, and then dealing with any pesky monsters your opponent might have. I did not get to fit the Knightmare Unicorn in here, unfortunately, but I am still trying to find space. I may actually cut the Borrelend Dragon, which I am playing. Again, Trickstars don't have a boss monster that is good. So I play Borrelend Dragon, I play Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess, Borrelsword Dragon, and one Accesscode Talker in order to give me 4 boss monsters I can go ahead and go into. Negations, what's it called? Battle, and if I just need some guy that can't be destroyed by anything and it's just a big beefy guy, then there we go. But that is going to be it for the Link monsters, guys. Accesscode Talker, Borrelsword Dragon, Apollousa, Bow of the Goddess, and then one Borrelend Dragon, which is really cool as well. Obviously, I don't play any rockets in here, so this actual effect doesn't come up, but that's going to be it as well. And for the last card in the extra deck, I play one Invoked Raidjin for your instant fusion target. So instant fusion says at the end of the turn you have to get rid of the card or whatever, but actually Raidjin if you want, you actually go ahead and activate its effect, which is Quick Effect, which is a Quick Effect Book a Moon. So you can book a moon itself, and then because it's flipped face down, instant fusion does not resolve. So you don't destroy your monster, you keep Raidjin on board, which is 2400 booty, and then you go ahead and flip it face up during your next turn, go ahead and start book a mooning your opponent's monsters. Or again, if you go ahead and summon this out with instant fusion, you can actually go ahead and just book a moon your opponent's monsters in the event that that would be the best case scenario for you as well. But that's going to be it for the extra deck, guys. Now on to the side deck. So for the side deck, guys, this is going to be extremely spicy. I played 3 Zaphion the Timelord. So Zaphion the Timelord is busted against back row decks like Eldritch, things like that, which would absolutely just incinerate this deck 100%, and no doubt. So Zaphion is absolutely amazing. Basically, can be destroyed by battle card effects. I take no battle damage. And cannot be special summoned, but if I control no monster, I can normal summon this guy without attributing. It's like a level 10 or whatever. So what I do with this is I punch whatever the hell is in front of me. So after this guy actually battles, you have to shuffle back all your opponent's spells and traps into the deck, not destroying them. And then during your standby phase, you shuffle this back into the deck, which is, you know, just fine. It already did its job. So absolutely amazing card. You gotta be prepared for the Eldritch match. Eldritch is still one of the top 5 decks in this current format, so it's a sleeper. You know, not many people might be playing it, but it is really, really good still. So next we play the board breakers. We play triple Dark Ruler No More, and then triple Cosmic Cyclone. Again, just this deck doesn't have any back row removal essentially, except for Trickstar Light Stage, and even then it's kind of a slower card. So you really want to go ahead and just have the Cosmic Cyclone, if possible, to go ahead and just get rid of any annoying cards your opponent might be playing. Deal with some Fluanderies shenanigans with their spells and traps that are really, really good as well. Dark Ruler No More is just fantastic to deal with already established boards also. And then the remaining cards in the side deck, we play triple Gozen Match and triple Summon Limit. This deck does not need to summon out more than twice at the very most. So you're doing it anyway, so basically why not just might as well, you know, end your opponent's turn quickly by activating Summon Limit, and then you're good to go from there. Gozen Match is a card that I would actually substitute Scapegoat out for if I'm going to go ahead and put this in, because you're going to control 1 attribute. So bit of a double-edged sword, because Scapegoat is a big reason why this deck wins. But I think Gozen Match is really, really important as well, dealing with some of the meta decks in the current format as well. So that's going to be it for the deck profile, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Let me know what other versions of Trickstar you guys want to see. I'm so hyped for this deck, man. You have no idea how long I've been waiting to go ahead and actually pick these cards back up. And essentially see what they can do. So let me know in the comment section down below what Trickstar variant you guys want to see next. If you want to see Shaddoll Trickstar, you guys want to see Trap Trickstar, you guys want to see Synchro Trickstar, Link Trickstar. Let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll get that out for you ASAP. But we got a lot more deck profiles coming up in the near future, especially out of Dimension Force. We got Libromancer as well still coming up. We got Scareclaw coming up. So stay tuned for that, subscribe for more, and I'll go and see you guys in the next one.